for you. So, well, first of all, let me say a very warm, heartfelt, and most festive hello and welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's our most festive session of the year. It's the annual Light 'em Up Lounge Cigar Family Christmas. It's our last show before Christmas, before the holidays. And as always, I'm super happy to welcome a wonderful array of people from the industry, friends, family, our regulars from the Light 'em Up Lounge. There's plenty more people coming as we go on, and people will drop in and out. This Christmas session is always a very convivial one, and we just want to celebrate the holidays and the friendship and the camaraderie. So there's no real agenda other than sharing some good holiday cheer and to send a message to the world, like Christmas, like the holidays every single year. It reminds us of how important it is to have family and friends around us, enjoy great cigars together, and just, celebrate life. And especially during challenging times as we're facing right now, I think it's even more important to focus on the things that truly matter. And above all, I think that's the camaraderie and the conviviality, that's family and certain values that we hold dear in our hearts. So to everybody joining us today, to everybody watching on the YouTube live stream, thanks for taking the time. I know this is a very, very busy week. Also for all of you guys, part of the cigar community and the industry, the holidays are a very important time and a big sales window. So I really appreciate every single one of you taking the time and joining us. Um, I would like to hand the microphone to all of you really as we progress and hear a little bit about your holiday traditions, your Christmas traditions, and what you have planned for the holidays. And I see many wonderful people here. Always good to see the one and only Dave Garofalo from Two Guys Smoke Shop and the Cigar Authority podcast. Dave, it's been another great year for you guys on the podcast. On the plane, I was just listening to the last episode with Michael Herklotz, which I think was wonderful. So we always have you in our hearts and souls whilst we travel. It's good to see you, my friend, and thank you for
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for doing this. It's always great.
Dave, what do you have planned for the holidays? What's your Christmas tradition? You've got plenty of family around with the grandkids, so
Yes.
I'm sure it's going to be a family festival. But what's your annual Christmas tradition?
So the Italians, a big thing for us is Christmas Eve. Being in retail, though, we always work Christmas Eve, but we close at 3 o'clock. So I get out early, and it's Christmas Eve all together with the immediate family, and then Christmas Day is even extended family of more people that come over, and that's it. It's always been tough in retail. Because it's long days leading up to it and stuff. But 3 o'clock, we just throw everything down and say, okay, we'll deal with everything after the fact and get through Christmas Eve, and then it's back for the countdown till the end of the year. So it is all about family when it comes to close the store at 3 o'clock. And back in the day, from an Italian tradition of all the fish things that we'd have on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day is gift giving and all that, but really more about the children, so the next generation. And now, as I'm blessed to have a grandchild, it's all about him now, and he's 3 years old. So I hope he, really starts appreciating Christmas now. I think the past couple of years are a little trying, but this one I think will be the big one where he knows what's going on a little bit.
Oh, lovely. That sounds exactly like it should be. And yeah, in fact, I can imagine, the days leading up to the holidays, and then of course in between the years, after Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, depending on whether the shop is open, I guess it's very busy, and you have plenty of people coming over who want to enjoy the lounge, enjoy being being around their pals and sharing great cigars.
Sure, that gets interesting too because people are up visiting their families in New England for the Christmas season. So maybe they stay a few extra days. So sometimes it's some old customers who moved away, and went down south for the winter or whatever, or for the remaining of their life. But their regular family is up here, and here they're back. So we get to see immediately following Christmas a few days of old friends that we may have not seen for a long time, and then they go back to their regular scheduled program. So even leading up to it, a few days before, starting now to a few days after, and then get out of Dodge. It's cold up here.
We also have our dear friends Jay Davis, Mike Shepankevich here, John Reeves is here. You guys, you're also in cigar retail. I'm sure you also have very busy days behind you and ahead of yourselves coming up to Christmas. What does Christmas look like for Jay Davis, for Mike Shepankevich, for you, John?
I can start. I know we're not open yet, so we're still trying to get open. So that's part of the issue that we're having right now. But we will be open shortly. Just don't have a definite date yet. But for the holidays, we do a big party tonight with about 20 guys that I usually hang out with, and we do like a secret Santa, and everybody does surprise cigars for everyone. Have a big meal. And then on Christmas Eve, we go to friends and family and we do the seven fishes. And then it's extended family on Christmas Day with very large families and things like that. So I know that's going to change next year when we're open, with the retail schedule and things like that. But we're looking forward to that a lot. I want to just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and hope everybody's wishes come true.
Many thanks, John. And yeah, indeed, a very Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays. Jay, Mike, I was always wondering, how does Christmas feel like when it's, 25 degrees Celsius out there and you're either going to the beach or you're in the middle of the desert, and there's it's sort of the antithesis to White Christmas that we used to have over here. It's not the case anymore. It's always warm during the holidays, but how's Christmas like in Florida or in Texas?
Well, in Dallas, it's kind of Russian roulette. We've had Christmas this year with 4 inches of snow on the ground, and we've had Christmases at 75, 80 degrees. I much preferred it in Tucson, Arizona, where I lived for a couple of years, where it was nice in the 80s. So the weather always depends. Sometimes we get bad ice, and ice is hard to drive on, and Texas drivers are almost as bad as Miami drivers. So, but we're excited. We used to be open on Christmas because we were a newer store. We don't do that anymore. So for me, it's a time to get together with my 3 kids. My daughter came back from college, and my 6 grandkids. So it'll be just hopefully we will sit back and watch some Steelers football. Yes, John, I've been a Steelers fan since I was a kid. My dad grew up in Pittsburgh. So really, I try to do as little as I can for Christmas. But honestly, as a retailer, we don't get much of a rest during December. My vacation or my holiday vacation is usually to do something in the Dominican. Usually, last year was Pro Cigar. This year, we're going to go see a number of factories at the end of January. But because I don't know how it is for you, Mike, but at least for us, I mean, it doesn't slow down until the middle of January. Then I've got about 6 weeks where I can do festival season, and it's a perfect time as a retailer to relax because there's no decompression this week.
Yeah, I mean, retail, it's the holidays, right? So of course it's going to be busy. There's always chaos. Right now it's 80 degrees out. It could be 60 tomorrow, but 80 is what we're dealing with right now, and I think that's fantastic. I got no complaints. It's just I'm fortunate to be alive, right? Things are going okay. Store's busy. I'm busy. No complaints. As far as traditions, normally we would do Christmas Eve. A Polish tradition is called Vigilia, and that's really cool. It's a lot of fun. but this year we're actually going to a sister-in-law's house. So it's not as going to be as hectic for us, I guess, to some degree, but it just means that we're going to be hectic somewhere else chasing our kids around. So looking forward to all of it for sure.
And Mike, I have to say, what a wonderful time we had in Deltona just a couple of weeks ago. Whilst we were gearing up for the cold season here, it was really much appreciated and a welcome relief to be in Florida. Not only because I had the privilege of hanging out with you and jumping on the podcast and sharing some time with the team, but it was actually really lovely to get a bit of warmth into my bones before winter kicked into full gear here. But again, thank you so much for your hospitality and what a wonderful memory. I'll carry over to the New Year's, and then hopefully I'll see you very soon, beginning of 2025, like so many of you.
Thanks so much for coming by. I mean, you went out of your way to stop here and spend some time with us, and we're very grateful for that. And our staff is very grateful for that because, you educated them so much on the Mirafil stuff and, it's really taking them to the next level. And you left nothing but great impressions on everybody who came across and had contact with you when you were here. So thanks so much for coming by.
No, thank you. And it felt really easy, because that's the wonderful part of our job is we get to spend time with people that we really love and appreciate, and you guys do such a phenomenal job. So kudos to you and continued success for 2025.
Thank you, sir.
Well, whilst the retail community is certainly very busy still throughout the holidays, just before, during Christmas, and right thereafter, I would imagine that for most of the manufacturers, the busy season is almost over now, and it's time to sit back and relax. And I'm very grateful that we have plenty of manufacturers and brand owners here with us today as well. I see Thierry from Chateau Diadem. We have Heiko with us from Hank. Heiko, I hope you're feeling much better. Speedy recovery to you. Are you still at the hospital?
Yeah, I'm at the hospital. Hopefully came out tomorrow. So
Well, fingers crossed, and all the best.
new knee is working.
Excellent. Well, you'll be running around like a 12-year-old very soon again, and
I'm not like a 12
more
years old,
speed.
but I booked the first flight end of January. So
So, Heiko, what does Christmas look like in the Pert's house? What's your annual Christmas tradition?
hanging around with the grandchilds. We have a new one, third grandson, 11 months old, and a lot of fun. So with two dogs and a baby, it will be funny.
So the cigar is a welcome relief to sort of take a break from the family obligations and sit back and relax a bit.
Yeah, I smoked now 3 days nothing. So at the hospital. So looking forward to go home tomorrow and have a cigar.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Thanks for joining, Heiko. It's wonderful to see you. Sean Williams is here with us as well. A dear and treasured regular of our Light 'em Up family Christmas. Sean, how have you been? Good to see you, man.
Enjoying. I'm good, my friend. How are you doing over there?
Whereabouts are you?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine, Sean. I was just asking, whereabouts are you today?
I'm at home on my back deck. It's about 65 degrees today, which is amazing. So I could not pass up this opportunity to sit out and not have a heat lamp on.
Sean, if I remember correctly, I believe you always see your mother for the holidays, or at least after Christmas. Is that still the case?
Yeah, well,
I moved my mom.
I moved my mother up here. It may have been 2021 or 2022. I'm not even sure. She's been up here for a few years now, so she lives in her own place about 7 minutes from my house. So yeah, I'll certainly see her on Christmas, and I see her pretty much every day that I'm in town. So she lives very close.
Oh, that's lovely. How's she doing?
She's doing well. She'll be 85 this summer, so we're thankful that she's still with us, and missing a few steps here and there for the most part, but still a blessing. She's still here, and she still is smart as ever and tough as ever. So yeah.
Well, man, treasure every single moment. You know, it's a
Absolutely.
blessing to have him around still, and bless her, and all the best,
Thank
good
you.
health, and good spirits to her and to you and to the entire family, of course.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oliver from United Cigars. Oliver, it's wonderful to see you. You know, it feels like yesterday that we bumped into each other at Intertabak in Dortmund, but it's crazy how time flies. And here we are, end of December, the holidays just around the corner, but we're back together. It's great to see you, man.
Always great to see you. Appreciate you putting this together to see all these great faces. I ran into Sebastian when we were out in Germany as well. Ran into Jay Davis when we were doing an event with him. I was just looking at my calendar because it's been a crazy November, December. Typically things start to slow down a little bit, but it's only ramped up. Here, I think retail is healthy. For us, it's been great since, like I said, since November. It's been Kansas City, PA, Texas, then Thanksgiving, then Jersey, couple New Hampshire. We were just in Florida at Corona to relaunch the second edition of their 25th anniversary Byron Veneciano. So I had the great fortune to sit with Nelson Alfonso for the weekend and do some events there, and then I leave tomorrow back to Corona for a Red Anchor weekend. So a couple events there. So it's been a lot of airplanes, airports, and holiday madness, but no complaints. It's great to see everybody.
I hear you, man. Well, do you find a bit of rest at least after the weekend and then going into
Yeah,
Christmas Eve?
going into Christmas, I come back Sunday evening, and then in the office Monday, and then it looks like Christmas Eve Tuesday and Christmas on Wednesday. So I'll be traveling down. New England's very small, so even though I say that I'm in New Hampshire, I have to go pick up the kids who are now basically adults coming back from college in Massachusetts, and then over to Connecticut. You're talking about 4 hours. So that's like if you're in Texas, you're going. That's even a shorter distance from Dallas to Houston. So spending the holidays with the family and trying to get a little bit of downtime, but the looking at this either not Family Feud board, but this Brady Bunch board of people. David keeps me busy as well. I keep him busy. We go back and forth. So there's no slowing down. Got to keep the machine going.
Lovely. Um, John Huber from Crowned Heads here with us. John, my friend, it's wonderful to see you. You know, I always love this show, and I get emotional every single year because it's just wonderful to see so many familiar faces, and it truly means the world knowing that these weeks are incredibly busy for everybody, as we heard from many of you. But you all taking the time out of your busy schedule and chiming in, even if it's only for a couple minutes, it means the world. And I always say it's a testament to the beauty of the cigar family and the beauty of the cigar industry that here we are a couple of days before Christmas Eve, and people from all parts and segments of the industry sitting down with each other, enjoying a cigar and sharing some holiday cheer. I couldn't imagine any other business, any other industry, any other product that could have the same unifying and uniting magic. Really, that's the best word I could find. So I want to wholeheartedly thank you all. But John, it's been a while, and it's lovely to see you, man. John, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. You were just on mute. How's
I
the
didn't realize I was muted. I'm sorry. I was just saying it's good to see you. I've been looking forward to it, and it's great to see you. And thank you for putting this all together.
Every single year,
Yes, sir.
We'll do this until I can't walk or handle a computer or an iPhone anymore, because we just love it. And how's your family, John?
Good. Knock on wood. Status quo, same thing. Home, warehouse, rinse, repeat. That's kind of my schedule lately these days, and it's been very busy. We're already starting, all the projects for Q1 of 25. I've got 4 new things to bring to market even before we get to the PCA. So it's never a slow time here.
Never stops. I hear you. Do you find a bit of over Christmas Eve and the holidays, and do you get to spend a bit more time with the family?
Yeah, hopefully it's kind of stressful. We just typically we're running around so much that my wife and I don't even open our gifts until a week after Christmas, usually sometimes. It's just by that time it kind of settles down. But I'll be in here through this week, Monday. I'm gonna take Tuesday through the week off, come back on the 30th, back out the 31st, that kind of a thing. Pretty much just the same as everybody else. But yeah, just a lot of things going on. The only thing that slows us down is that the factories actually closed down. So fortunately, they're smart enough to take 3 weeks off, which forces us to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. But yeah, it's been very, very hectic, especially October, November. It's been kind of crazy for us here. And we just now shipped out the TAA exclusive. That was our last project to get out the door. So yeah, it was a good year.
John, how do you feel in retrospect about the year so far? I mean, we've heard a lot of different feedback from manufacturers, from the retail side. Obviously, different dynamics in the international markets compared to the US market, which still seems to be incredibly strong. I mean, the import numbers into the US are still at a record level. How do you feel about 2024, and what's your gut feeling going into 2025?
I think 2024, I can only speak for us, but from what I gather, it's like if you were flat, you were up. In other words, if you did as good as in 23, that's a success. It looks like we'll be marginally above our 23 number, essentially flat, which is a win. I'll take it. I feel like retail has slowed down somewhat. The economy has been a big obstacle for that, obviously with inflation, and the first thing people cut back on is luxury goods. So, I think that hit our industry a little bit. As much as COVID had a beneficial impact on our industry, I think that inflation and the economy has had a negative impact on our industry. But yet, I mean, we're still plugging along, and I feel positive going into 25. I think 25, will be a little bit of the same. We'll see what happens with the new administration, if that's going to be a benefit to the economy or a detriment. We don't know. So a lot of it's just got to keep your head down and just keep plugging along and do what you do best. So that's what our plan of attack is.
Amen. Well, John, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry
and
Christmas
yours.
to you, Reinhard. Absolutely.
Well,
I'll see you in Vegas? Not Vegas.
April.
Where are we at? New Orleans. We're in New Orleans. That's right.
I have the same blooper every single time. I'm like, oh,
yeah. I'm so used to it. It's like, yeah.
I'm excited for New Orleans. I have to say.
I am too. I'll be honest with you. I'd much rather go to New Orleans than Las Vegas. To be honest with you, I just have good personal memories of New Orleans. It was the first 10 was in New Orleans, and my girl at the time, that was her first show with me, and now she's my wife. And then in 2015, our daughter was born while we were in New Orleans, and so I was driving back and forth because she was born during the trade show. So it'll be good to go back. I'm looking forward to it. I like the city. I like the culture. I like the food, the architecture, the music. Much more interesting to me than Las Vegas, because I don't drink, I don't gamble, so I'm kind of wasting.
Hey man, brother, hometown love.
There you go, Sean. So I'm looking forward to eating some good food and being in a good town. So it'll be fun.
Very true, and I look forward to seeing you, man. And in the meantime, nothing but health and all the very best for you and the family. I know it's not always easy, and we shared the journey, but
yes,
wishing the very best to you and yours, man. Really.
Likewise. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody.
Sebastian, from the looks, from the background, it seems like you're in old Europe, huh? It's dark outside. Are you in Switzerland?
Oh, there you go. Sorry about this. Yeah, I'm in Switzerland. It's cold, dark, but all good, Trying to come back here for the holidays and spend some time with my mother, with the kid and everything. I want to make sure to, she doesn't, now that we have the kid especially, she doesn't get too much time to see her during the year, now that we live, in Honduras and everything. So I think it's important for us to do that little trip, and we work from here for a few. It's also a good opportunity to see a few of our partners and everything here in Europe, right? It's important not to forget about our friends here on this side.
Very true. Well, since you have the direct comparison, what do you prefer? White Christmas in Switzerland or a bit of warmth in Honduras?
White Christmas in Switzerland every time. But it's I guess it's what you grew up with. I guess it's what you grew up with. I just I'm used to the mountains, the snow. It's just part of the feeling. I don't know. I mean, everybody, I think that same in the US. I think the people that are used to that cold winter, cold Christmas, it's not the same when it's under palm trees. It's fun too. It just doesn't feel, at least to me, that Christmassy. Just feels like another day.
How long are you going to be in Switzerland for?
I'm not very sure yet. Don't have the flights back yet. So I'll figure it out. I know I have some events and some travel to do in Europe. I did some in late November, early December, and I'm doing some more in January. And then I'll have to go back to the other side. So it's always a bit dictated by work, right? It's
very true.
That thing. How is everything? And you're in Austria right now?
I just came back from Switzerland, even though
really?
I was really close to the border. I was in Samnaun, and just made it back to Innsbruck earlier in the day, and then took a flight to Vienna, and literally arrived 3 minutes before we went live. So I got it close.
Samnaun, there is a duty free in Samnaun, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a resort or something. I don't know. I've never been, but
beautiful mountain village, and it's so far removed from everything. But then you come to that little mountain village, and it's very picturesque, and it's beautiful. And skiing season is in full swing. And we hosted a wonderful cigar event there last night, and there were people coming from South Tyrol, from Austria, from Germany, all over, really, from Switzerland, and it was very festive and very beautiful. So it's a funny little place. It almost feels surreal when you get there. You drive up these long-winded alleys and mountain streets, and then somehow you end up in this really picturesque scenery, and like, what the heck is happening here? And you've got an incredible cigar store there with a big walk-in humidor, and all the traffic you can imagine. So it's quite charming. I had a wonderful trip, I have to say.
Yeah, I've never had a chance to go, but I remember in the past when we were doing our own distribution here in Switzerland, dealing with the people there in Samnaun. For some reason, it's one of these things, I think when you're close to the places, you tend not to go and always go far.
I hear you.
And then, but I have the same thing opposite now. When I come back to Europe, I want to see so many things that I would have never taken the time to see before. I think I don't know. It's that thing where when things are too easy to get to or too close, you always dream of the far things, right?
Well, Sebastian, we'll make it a goal for 2025 to head up to Samnaun together and enjoy a bit of Swiss Alpen scenery.
I like it. Sounds like a plan. I appreciate you putting this on again, and thank you for the invitation. It's always a pleasure. I am very grateful to be able to attend and share a little moment with all of you here present.
Amen, and thank you so much for joining. Merry Christmas to you and yours, man.
Likewise to everybody.
Alejandro, it's good to see you, sir. How are you?
My pleasure, my friend. How are you?
Excellent. Even better when I see you. It's like, the sun's coming up. Always a
Thank you
privilege.
so much. It's always great to be here during this time of the year.
Very true. Whereabouts in the world are you currently?
I'm in Mexico City right now. I'm in one of my stores, in my office. I have an office inside of one of them. I'm here, and I still have some work to do. I'm going tomorrow to the factory, and we'll close down on the 23rd. So we'll be still working a little bit.
And after that, family time, I hope.
Yes, family time. I have some vacation from the 24th until the 3rd, I believe. So it's great. What about you? Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation again.
Of course, man. You know, it's a privilege to have all of you here. So I'm grateful that you all took the time and that you managed to join us today. I know there's plenty of people traveling or, you know, still hosting events or somewhere up in the air. So, you know, to everybody who made it, thank you all. And of course, Alejandro, thanks to you.
Where are you spending the Christmas Eve?
At home. I'll be in Austria. I'll be spending time in Graz with Christine's family, and then a couple days later we come back to Vienna, and we'll spend time with my family, with my brother and his kids, my parents. You know, sadly, it's the first Christmas without my grandmama, so that'll be a change. But
I imagine
we have family around still, and so we'll enjoy that, and I'll take a bit of rest and downtime, and just finished my last trip for the year today, and looking forward to a bit of family time and holiday cheer, really.
exactly. That's great. I used to have a lot of family, and we'll enjoy them, and we'll keep working hard. And you're doing a great job, and of course, especially for getting all of us together. It's a pleasure to be with all your guests.
And I also just wanted to say, everybody who's here with us, everybody who's watching on YouTube, I know everybody's got busy schedules. If you need to leave at some point and you haven't had a chance to say hello, then please unmute yourselves, make yourselves heard, chime in. It's really an open forum, and we're all here together to enjoy the holiday cheer. So please make yourselves heard if you're on a tight schedule, and I don't want to miss anybody. We're just trying to go around the room a little bit, but please chime in at any moment.
Right.
George Brightman, the man, the myth, the legend. George, it feels like yesterday that we were touring the US together, and I already miss it, man. It's been too long, and I know we'll be back together before long. Early in 2025, but thank you so much for joining, and happy holidays to you and yours.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it does feel like it was overnight. I'm squeezed into a corner here at Capitol, which is.
George, we just lost you. I think you muted yourself.
Sorry about that.
Not at all.
So we're as I say, I'm squeezed into a corner at Capitol Cigar here just outside DC, and it's phenomenal. It's all dressed up for a great holiday party. It's our customer appreciation week, and that sort of plays into your theme about the year. First of all, let me echo everyone else's compliments and appreciation of you and this work, and how great it is to have something like this to look forward to every year, where we can sort of circle the globe and see our friends, even if we're not all sitting in the same room. So great effort, and I always feel blessed to be included in this. I I like what John said about the idea that if you're flat, you're really up, right? In other words, that if you didn't take a hit in this year of stress and all these things that have happened, uh, then count your blessings and realize that life is good. We're the lucky. The industry, we've had some good news recently. And I think there's opportunity everywhere you look in the globe. I mean, I know you were thinking about this some as you were on the tour with me and all these in these shops. If you look at the customers in cigar lounges these days, it's not an exaggeration to say that they are half the age that they were when the boom started back in the 90s. Now, again, I don't want to be the old man sitting there running back in my day, but it's really valuable for all of us to be aware how extraordinarily lucky we are that we continue, the premium cigar industry around the world is being embraced by a younger demographic and a more diverse demographic, men, women. I won't say children because we don't want to get in trouble with the health Nazis, but it's fantastic. We continue to grow, and people appreciate every aspect of what's happening. In other words, there's no people are nosing into different corners. They're growing tobacco in different places. Younger people are creating blends and brands and learning their craft and being celebrated for that in places. And I'm telling you, that is not the case in a lot of other businesses. Listen, it's harder and harder to start a restaurant these days. And ask any of the celebrities that have recently sold their liquor brands how hard it is to build an audience, right? It takes tremendous time, effort, and resources, and the cigar industry is a place where we manage simultaneously to honor tradition, but welcome with open arms new players. And I think we're so fortunate in that respect. Now, I'm sincerely hopeful that 2025 will mark, a step forward for us, more growth and more enthusiasm. But even if it was a static year, all of us should be ecstatic about how lucky we are to be in this phase right now.
I couldn't agree more with that, George. Since you gave us a little bit of a sneak peek into the Capital Cigar Christmas decoration, what does Christmas look like at the shop, and then also what's the holidays like for you with family, friends? What's your most cherished Christmas tradition?
Well, this shop is really, really tricked out. Everywhere you look in here, I mean, I could give you the tour, but I don't want to take up other people's time to weigh in. But every corner of this has some little element, whether it's lights or ornaments or different things, and the merchandise. The place is chock full of extraordinary cigars, and this is as I mentioned briefly, this is our customer appreciation week, so we sort of feature our friends in the business every day. So on Monday we had Joe Mosco from EPC here, and he and I were talking about how exciting this week is because it's the CA Top 25 reveal, and today, I believe, is the day that everybody saw that the #3 cigar of the year is the Encore from Ernesto. And what I've been doing is banging the drum and telling people this guy he's the guy that deserves to be celebrated. And that's not to take anything away from the Fuente choice that was the Eye of the Bull, which is a superb cigar that was in the top 10. And of course, there's always an Oliva, and we have a big fancy Oliva event. But it always feels good when you can say, hey, listen, we brought our friends in the business around right now, and simultaneously while they're here, the biggest media presence in the business is celebrating the top cigars of the year, and it's including the brands that you're featuring. And that's a wonderful tool for everybody in the business. In other words, it's a great thing to be able to brag that your humidor has, 2/3 of the or more of the top cigars of the year. It's great conversation. And at the same time, I'm sure it's also fodder for all of our friends in the business of talking cigars to say, well, there wasn't a Crowned Heads in the top, and then which is a criminal, that there should be a Mil Diaz, there should be a Las Calaveras in every top 25, no matter what.
George,
But,
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Who's your pick for #1?
That's a really
look into the crystal ball. Who do you got at 1?
Okay, so here's my prediction. It's not a Cuban cigar, and it's not a Cuban cigar because we've already had a couple in there, and it's not their year. So now the question is, if Smart Money is going to say it's either the Padrones or the Fuentes with one of the staggeringly unique releases. But what I'm hoping this year that the #1 cigar is America. A magnificent Cameroon. because it's about, this is a tobacco that everybody should recognize is one of the things that for 50 years has been a guarantor of a beautiful premium experience, right? In other words, from the earliest days of the cigar business taking shape after the Cuban diaspora, uh, Cameroon tobacco is the signifier. It's the, I don't want to, I'm not trying to, but the greatest guys in the business have all come to Cameroon tobacco throughout the past 50 years to create cigar masterpieces. And when there happens to be one right now, which is available that sort of celebrates Cameroon above everything else, it's criminal for it not to be recognized. But remember, we're talking about the CA game. So it's about the cigars that were rated 90 and above and boiling them down, right? I, I wish that there was a non-corporate top 25, right? In other words, that you could say, okay, here's the cigar stars. By the way, I like the hat switch. That's good, man. Just so you know, I'm in my holiday green and red specifically for this. But I just wanted you to know that the cap that I took off is the Crowned Heads Dunkin' Donuts, right? Which is
Krispy Kreme, not
Krispy
Dunkin'
Kreme,
Donuts.
Yes, exactly. Not yet.
All right.
Fuck them.
But you just gave me a new idea.
Krispy Kreme. Yeah. Well, right, exactly. Because there's a color scheme that work there too. You're the genius, man. You're the guy.
Man.
But anyway, so I'm going to go back to saying one thing to Reinhardt in answer to the question that he actually asked me, which is about Christmas tradition. I have to confess that everybody in my family, in my immediate family, and even my extended family, are absolutely resolute non-smokers and non-drinkers. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day that I spend with them is, me behaving like a monk by comparison. However, every Christmas night, after I say goodbye to the family and everybody else and hug everybody, the thing I look forward to most is finding a place where Mike Copperman and I can sit down and light up a cigar and share some thoughts about our friends and everybody else. And so my tradition is to put all the celebrations and all that stuff in the rearview mirror and then find a quiet spot. And that's a Christmas tradition that I really, really look forward to. And of course, there's always the choice of what you're going to do. I already have mine lined up because I have a Mildias that I've been saving since Thanksgiving. So I'll actually send you the picture of that because it's. I'm so in love with that blend, and I'm so happy to run around everywhere and tell people that they're if they're missing it, they're really missing out.
Coming from you, that's better than a 93 in CA. I'll be honest with you.
And what do they know anyway?
Shrug emoji.
Right, exactly. Best regards to Dave Savona and the team, but what do they know, right? So listen, as I said before, it's phenomenal that it happens right now and that people get excited that they want to talk about it, they want to find them, they want to seek them out, But my thinking every year is that most of the time, people discover what is the great cigar of the year. It's too late for them to go in shops and buy it. So when they discover that this is the best year of Las Calaveras in the last 3 years, they're all gone. When somebody gets excited about like Ernesto's 15, which is it's a masterpiece. But by the time people are actually paying attention to it, they're going to be off the shelves. They'll be gone.
I'm going to go with my father for number one.
I hope that's true, but I keep thinking. So would you think it would be the Garcia and Garcia, or would it be the 40th?
Unfortunately, I don't know what's been rated what during the year because I don't get the magazine or Insider, so I'm kind of shooting in the dark. But it's just the one. It's a true story. But I'm just kind of shooting in the dark that they're the one, name that hasn't been in the top 10 that has like a 94 or above during the year. So I'm going to say it'll go to Pepin. I mean, truth be told, I wish they would give Pete his flowers because he's been
Well, it
overdue
should
for.
be.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I think Tatuaje should, but I don't know.
it should be a Tatuaje, and there should be a Tatuaje in the top five every year because they're
100%.
consistently pulling the rabbit out of the hat. But there's some, we all have to be aware that there's some like karma in the universe about love-hate relationships with brands, including some of the most powerful brands that are out there. I mean,
Mhm.
if you think about it, there are some, let's say, to put it mildly, office politics that have, affected, uh, what gets love and what doesn't. And we all just have to not worry about it, because by the way, the thing is, if you win, it's like the difference between being a critic's choice and a box office hit. I'll take the popularity with consumers every single time. If they vote me number one because I'm the top brand and I make the greatest cigars and the thing that they absolutely want that they're willing to go hunt down, that's way better than having 10 people say, top scores or something like that. Right? I mean, that's
True,
not the.
true.
I don't want to. I don't want to diss my fellow friends in the talking heads business of cigar analysis and evaluation, but it's the people speak with their feet, and you've got stores all over the world now that are showing off products from Nicaragua, from Honduras, from Costa Rica, and of course from the Dominican Republic that are on shelves and in spots demanding customers' attention, where before there was only one country getting that spotlight. So it's better for everybody right now. And we're all lucky. Sorry, I overstayed my welcome, Reinhard. Cut me off. Go do your thing.
You go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Jay just made a really keen observation, which is that another entry that absolutely deserves number one status and has intermittently been this high, but it's the La Flor Dominicana 30th. That the La Flor, that the chisel that is the La Flor 30th is a bomb of a cigar, absolutely extraordinary. So again, but I just love the idea that we're right here debating this right now. In other words, we're interested and thoughtful about it. And tomorrow's a big day for everybody, and there'll be plenty of follow up about that because people are going to say, well, they missed this and they didn't do that, and this should have been higher and all that stuff. But it's fantastic. None of that is bad. That's great for us.
Amen to that.
Even if people disagree with the conclusions, it's still they're engaged and they're paying attention. And see, Brian weighs in and says, "Yeah, I'm smoking LFD right now." We're in a golden moment. There is this extraordinarily dedicated group of people around the world who actually really do concern themselves with who's doing the best work at the time and who deserves to be celebrated, and they want to go out and be ambassadors for brands. So that's absolutely as lucky as any of us can be, because believe me, there was a time when nobody cared.
And George, to your point, I think that ultimately, it gets people excited. People are talking about different releases, what's happening in the industry. A little controversy never hurts because it keeps people engaged and
as a cigar guy hanging around in a cigar store and somebody comes in with something like that, I'm never happier because I'm going to be like, look, dude, that's it. Everybody's going to be chasing that cigar. Forget that. Try this. This is the cigar of the year. And if you don't grab it now, it's going to be gone before anybody recognizes it. And you just go through that debate. It's phenomenal. It couldn't be better. And by the way, I will say this: I really believe that understanding that this is what it does. CA actually moved forward the time when they do the reveal of the top 25 so that, in other words, it's not about January and February and follow up. It's about right now in the middle of the season when everybody's looking for things to exchange and to award and to feature and get excited about. There's nothing better than the idea that there's a cigar swap where you're trading. Okay, here's my 5 nominations for the number 1 cigar of the year. You smoke them and tell me what you think.
And George, one thing I would like to add is that, I would like to wholeheartedly congratulate everybody who made it on the list, everybody who puts so much love and soul and hard work into bringing out these magnificent cigars throughout the year. So I think at the end of the day, they're all winners, and we're all winners for having the opportunity to such a wide array of magnificent cigars.
But let's all not forget that the day after tomorrow is really, really important too, because that's when they reveal cigars number 11 through 25. And every one of them deserve attention and love and celebration and appreciation by customers and merchants alike, who help build those brands or who turn customers on every day to these experiences. Because everybody that makes the top 25 is, deserving of all of the love and attention and maybe favoritism that they get for the next 20 or 30 days, right? In other words, the people that are especially that are in the top 10 are they're like the must-have trophies of the season. So God bless.
And George, the other thing I would like to say is that while CA and their top 25 list certainly piques a lot of interest and moves the needle for the ones who at least make the top spot, there's so many other wonderful lists out there now, and we have plenty of cigar media people here with us today who do just an incredible job throughout the year, reviewing, rating cigars, putting together their lists respectively. William Cooper from Cigar Coop is here with us.
Coops,
always wonderful
Coops
to have.
reveals. Coops reels are fantastic, and I love the fact that he does the.
Coop is also.
I love the fact that he does the 30.
The CA list, which I think is just magnificent and a great testament as to how we're all connected and looking after each other. So, Coop, kudos to you.
I'll bail out after this, but one of my favorite evenings like this is doing the annual show with Bear Duplessis. El Oso Fumar. We do the review of the best of the year, and Bear sends me some of his favorites blind, and I usually am. So we do that during the course. It's a great evening. I absolutely love it. It's phenomenal.
Very true. Yeah. And we've got plenty of media people here. We just mentioned Coop. Matt Ty is here with us from How About That Cigar. Fred, who dabbles with Cigar Press, and we'll have a separate show on that in January.
Is John here? Is John weighing in from the far north, Canada?
No, I'm actually missing him here, so he's either busy or traveling. But Coop, welcome, my man. It's good to see you.
Thank you, and I do agree with John's pick of my father, but I think it will be Lyle Palencia or the judge. It will be one of those two. Those were the ones that got rated over the past year.
Thanks, Coop.
Yep. So I think it will. And my father's had a real great run the last few years. The tobacco that's been coming out of there, it's just winter after winter they're doing. So it would not surprise me.
And Coop, you're just in the middle of working your way down to your number one pick of the year as well. So I'm very excited, and I'm following every single day, looking what's news from your end. How do you look at the cigar year 2024 and across the board of what you were reviewing and rating? What's your perception of where the industry is at?
Every year can't be the best year for the cigar industry. It just can't be, and there's going to be peaks and valleys. I think this one, we agree, it was headed a little more towards the valley. I don't think it rock bottomed or anything like that, but I think it was an off year. There was in terms of construction. There was probably more construction issues I saw this particular year. As far as sales go, it's hard for me to comment because sales numbers aren't disclosed. But you just look at some trends and you could, I'm talking to some retailers. There was definitely some overstocked inventory for sure, and I think there's trepidation with the economy going into the year end. I think the industry as a whole in the U.S. had to get used to the new calendar with the PCA this year. I think it was an adjustment for everybody. I expect that adjustment to complete probably by next year, though, where we're in that spring cycle and we'll adjust to it. This industry, one thing they are is they adapt and they're resilient. So, I think I don't expect a major problem with that, but there was some adjustments with the release schedules and all that this year. And it was kind of interesting because there was like this lull for us in the summer from like May to really Intertabac where it was really quiet. Where normally it's been the opposite in previous years. You're getting into PCA and then Intertabac follows right away. So we had kind of this lull this year. Now everything's front loaded for us in the media. You have year end stuff, and then before you know it, we're into the festivals, and then we're into PCA. So it's going to be a busy 3 to 4 months coming up.
And how do you rest just before that? What does Christmas look like at Coop's house?
It's mine's a little. I'm in this kind of like transition phase, I guess. I have all adult children. My youngest is 24. My oldest is 32. I have two living out of the house, two living in the house. It's not often, we don't have any grandkids. So it's kind of like adult Christmas for the most part. Even the nieces and nephews are now all in college. So it kind of is missing something, I think, right now. Hopefully we get into another phase where we can kind of bring back the kid element. I think we would all love to see that. Christmas typically for us is our house. We're home. My wife and I, we typically travel for Thanksgiving to one of the other kids' houses, but here we're home this year, and I always treasure that. I love being home. North Carolina is a beautiful place to be during the holidays. If you look out, you get a white Christmas. If you look out, you can get a 75-degree day, which is really nice as well. So, but it's a quieter holiday. It's like this kind of weird phase we're in right now with the adult kids, is what I'll say.
Well, and Coop, the one thing that really fascinates me about all of this is that apparently you started having kids when you were 15, or you're just doing a tremendous job at hiding your age, which is sort of the perfect segue to Matt Ty from How About That
Oh,
Cigar.
absolutely.
We'll talk about that in just a second.
Absolutely. It's a perfect segue to him. He's the youngest guy in the industry for sure.
But Coop, I'm very grateful that you managed to jump on, and this show wouldn't be the same without you. And I know you're looking forward to it as well. And so thanks a million for jumping on.
Thank you. This is a holiday tradition. So, I mean, this is one I look forward to every year. When you reach that, I'm here. I make this happen. You give us plenty of notice so I can get it on the calendar. So thank you. Keep doing this because it will be a part of my tradition forever.
That means a lot. That really means a lot.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
Matt, over to you. Here's your curveball.
Over to me. I was sitting here as people were talking, and just as I logged in and looking around at all these faces of people that I know and that I respect and that I love, and just kind of marveling at the fact that I can call so many of the people on this gathering friends, and it's incredible to me, and I'm grateful for it beyond belief, and just everybody on this call, if I haven't met you yet, I can't wait to. And if I haven't seen you in a while, I can't wait to see you again.
Well, it certainly was a blessing to bump into you at the PCA, Matt. And you guys do such a phenomenal job. You're one of your slogans or mission statements for How About That Cigar is certainly, burn cigars, not bridges. And you really do an excellent job at keeping everybody together. And it's greatly appreciated. So thanks for everything that you do, man, and keep it up.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a honor to be even a tiny grain of sand on the beach of the cigar industry. So love being a part of it, and look forward to what 2025 has to offer.
Amen to that. How do you celebrate the holidays?
Oh, it's all about family. We're kind of crazy about Christmas around here. And I'm one of those weirdos that starts listening to Christmas music in about October. So I'm that guy. And we just love having family over to our house and or going to other family members' houses. So we've got a number of different gatherings this year, some here at our place, some at other people's. And it's just, we absolutely love getting together with our families. And um, it always reverts back to, sharing memories from, our teenage years or our childhood, or sharing stories with our kids about when they were little, and maybe pulling up some old family vacation videos or pictures and that kind of thing, and playing games, and getting maybe getting crazy with one or two drinks, or maybe a couple more than that, and just having a good time, uh being around family, and remembering some of the great, obviously some people who, family members who aren't with us anymore, and sharing stories about them as well, which is, bittersweet, but the sweet outweighs the bitter by far.
Amen. Sounds lovely. Well, Fred, didn't you have like a almost like a competition going on social media as to who can hold out the longest and not listen to, one
Oh
particular
yeah, that's the
song?
annual Whamageddon. And by the way, calling on me after Matthew's voice is just total BS. He's got the best radio voice. Like I feel like I should talk lower or something because I can listen to him forever. So I mean, I don't know if it's, I don't know if he's got some cool microphone, or I mean, he actually does sound like that in real life. But yeah, it's a stupid game that every year, it actually started over in Europe. It's the whole Whamageddon. If you can avoid hearing the Wham song last Christmas or whatever, all the way to Christmas Eve. And I got knocked out last night because I watched a stupid movie on Netflix that's been, broadcast. Everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this movie," and then the song came up in the middle of the movie, and I'm like, "I'm out."
What a
So,
bummer.
but yeah, I appreciate you having this every year. This is awesome. It's great to see everybody. It's different for me now because I mean, buying half a cigar press 6 months ago, uh, totally different experience than being a manufacturer and being on the other side. You see the industry from a different, I want to say a more diverse lens, in that, a manufacturer is singularly focused. And the media stuff is the whole appreciation for that side of it, as far as seeing the industry and seeing it from a different perspective. The end of the year lists are fun. Thor knew when I came on board, when I said that, I was going to partner with him on that. I didn't really want to be the guy reviewing cigars and putting a number on it, because I'm going to be honest, most of these guys are my friends. Y'all get 95s and let's move on. I mean, I can't do it. I can't, so he does the reviews. I'm focusing more on the lifestyle. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am smoking cigars. I am weighing on the cigars. I am weighing on the list stuff. But as far as the actual review and numbers, Thor did that. Congrats to John. John actually has got number 13 on our list. The Lost
Lucky
Calaveras
13.
2024.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Fred.
So I'm excited about our list. I'm excited. We've released 11 through 20 already. So we've got the top 10, I guess, still coming out. But I'm excited about our list. I feel good about our list. I feel good about our position. For the longest time, Cigar Press didn't do reviews. So it was nice to not have some of the politics that go along with having numbers, and specifically on some other ad related things. And look, there's going to be politics no matter what, and there's always good cigars and bad cigars. But I think, I think it was a good year. I think that manufacturers have really grown in their ability to pivot much quicker to whatever the needs are of the industry or their audience. I think that everybody had already said it. I think it was a level year. I think level was good. I think that, you can't have the explosion of sales and cigar smoking that we had during the COVID years and expect not to drop back down. So I think we've actually held on to more of that than I thought we would. I thought it would go down a little bit more than it did. So I think that we held on to a lot of those people more than we thought we would. And I think this year was also a good year for consumer education. I think that that's something we always talk about, and I think it happened organically. It was one thing during the FDA kind of stuff to kind of jam it ever down everybody's throat, because they're like, "Hey, you got to weigh in. It's the FDA," and it was kind of like this intrusive thing, unnecessary thing, but intrusive. And I think this year we've seen more happen more organically, where I think consumers are getting, learning the right things, learning, more about the education, the background. And I think the curtain's been peeled back a little bit. And I think the industry's seen that there's no harm in that, it's the whole, what, all ships rise. I don't even know what the phrase is, but something like that, where the water goes up, they all rise, whatever the hell that phrase is. Everybody benefits from it. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Appreciate everybody's, thoughts on things. Merry Christmas to everybody. And there you go.
Merry Christmas to you, Fred, and thank you so much for joining. I'm very excited about the Cigar Press list as well. And since we never did any reviews, ratings, or other stuff, I'll probably start a list of who has the best technical setup and gear in the cigar industry, and I'll do a top 5 list of the best radio voice in cigar media. And obviously,
it's Matt. It's Matt.
For
Jay's good too, by the way. Jay's kind of got that voice.
David should probably get the special recognition award every single year, but I have a feeling that Matt Ty and Mike Shepankevich have a very close shot at the #1 spot. And I
feel like David gets the energy award though. David gets that just nonstop. Like he's like it's like flip a switch and he's on, and then he can just keep going forever. I mean, the only thing I do is I do the best rep awards every year, so I can't. None of these guys get to weigh in on that.
Well, I certainly hope to experience the How About That Cigar Studio live in person very soon. And maybe Dave will have me up in New England at some point. I'd be honored. But I saw Mike Shepankevich's setup, and that's what a real professional setup looks like. So kudos to what Mike is doing down there. And if you haven't had a chance to check out the Cigar Hustlers podcast, now's the time. Fred, thank you so much for chiming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thierry, we haven't heard from you. It's good to see you, and I'd wish that Emily could be here with us as well. But I hope you're doing well. It's great to see you. And are you coming back to Austria next year for the big smoke?
Most probably.
That's good news, man. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.
How do you spend the holidays?
I'm spending the month of December in the Mauritius Islands, where summer. This is full summer now here. We have like 85 Fahrenheit, and we're just resting a little bit. The factory is closed for holidays, and we're very excited with Emily to start 2025. We have a lot of plans, a lot of things to do, and we're going to be very busy. And we're very excited about. We're already excited. Like, we want the holidays to finish to start working again. That's the fact. And she really regrets not to be here with us tonight. She says hi, and she couldn't make it tonight.
Well,
online.
Please send her our regards and sort of just to stay with the family. I had a word with Eddie and Edward Sahakian earlier from Davidoff of London. They would have loved to be with us as well. It's sort of a holiday tradition for them as well, but they have an important dinner to attend tonight. So they also send their regards, and it's a pity they can't be here with us, but we have them in our hearts, that's for sure. And
thank you.
Please send our regards to Emily as well. We look forward to seeing both of you hopefully in Austria very soon.
Oh yeah, I will, and thank you very much. And thank you for organizing all this all year long. Every single month you prepare, you make some events. I know I'm not there all the time. We have a very big time difference. It's already barely it's midnight here. I've got to go to bed. And but what you're doing all year long is absolutely wonderful and incredible for the industry, and it's also wonderful to meet all of you here tonight, and to be able to listen, and it's like sharing passion all together. It's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the warm words, Thierry. And I know it's very late for another dear fellow of ours, Rod in Dubai. Probably to bedtime as well, but it's good to see you, Rod. Thanks for chiming in.
Hey, it's always a pleasure. It's been a tradition for how many years now, and it's going to continue, and we're going to make it even better and better thanks to you. It's been a great year. It's been a bit exhausting because we're in the process of opening our new flagship in Abu Dhabi, and that's a whole new game as far as the business is concerned. So very exciting. The business is growing, so we're also in the process of moving to new, much larger warehouses in the free zone. So many simultaneous projects in the process. So this Christmas is going to be an interesting Christmas because 2018, I think it was the 24th of December, we opened our first location. And now we're opening our second location 5 years later or I should say 6 years later no, 5 in Abu Dhabi, very much close to the year end or to the same date. So I guess we just set the standard of opening a new shop every 5 years or so. Meanwhile, my wife decided to go on a huge project around the house of rebuilding this and replanting this and changing the decking around the pool and what have you. So it's going to be a lot of construction on multiple fronts. This is our Christmas this year. But there's a lot to look forward to next year. And the most thing I'm personally looking forward to is PCA coming to Dubai. And I think that's going to be huge. I'm very humbled and honored to be part of the team that's working on this. And I'm very excited to seeing everybody come to Dubai for what seems to be an amazing show to come.
It certainly sounds exciting, right? And also congratulations and all the best for the opening of the new shop in Abu Dhabi. What was interesting when I was in Dubai, we saw that Christmas is becoming sort of a tradition and a thing in Dubai as well. Do a lot of people celebrate holidays and enjoy the Christmas spirit?
Everybody does. That's the beauty about living in the UAE. It's a country of tolerance. So all nationalities, all religions blend so beautifully. And a big component of making that happen even more are beautiful and great cigars. So everywhere you go, everybody's celebrating Christmas. Every restaurant you go to, every mall you go to, they have a lot of things in the streets. I was in Abu Dhabi. They're setting everything up as we speak in Dubai. And when I was driving in Abu Dhabi, the fact that the National Day of the UAE also helps because it's during the same month of December. So everybody just goes all out and celebrates all of these things together. So yeah, it's a great place to blend, and people are just very nice altogether.
That's lovely. Great to hear. Well,
We look
thanks.
forward to welcoming you here back in 2025, hopefully, and whoever would like to come from the group, that's for sure. Please look us up.
Very true. Well, thanks a million, man. And as I said, continued success and all the very best to you and yours. I'll see you either in Dubai or latest at the PCA in New Orleans.
Excellent. I look forward to that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And all the best. Up and forward, as they say.
Thank you, man.
God
We have
bless.
John Strange and Scott Vines from Tour Imports here with us as well. It's lovely to see you, gentlemen. Obviously, they got the same hairdresser, but they also thankfully share the holiday cheer and the holiday spirit with us. Whereabouts are you going to celebrate Christmas, Scott? I guess you're up in Scotland with the family.
No, well, good evening. Thanks for another good night, Reinhard. And congratulations, Raid, on what you guys are doing out in Dubai. Really good news to hear. Yeah, no, I'm
Thank you, sir. As kind as always.
Thank you. Down in the southwest of England, near Plymouth, which is a famous place for our American friends, where the Mayflower sailed from many, many years ago. So I'm down in the southwest, which is where we're based. If you remember, I don't know, last year we drove back to Scotland for a wedding on the 26th of December because we couldn't get a flight. So we spent Christmas Day in the service area eating a turkey sandwich and a bottle of water, and we knew how to live. That was the high spot of 2023. So this is actually going to be my 40th Christmas in this industry.
Congratulations.
It's
Bravo.
quite remarkable, but I don't look that old, really. And it's amazing listening to all the conversations and hearing what guys are talking about in America, and it's the same story wherever you go. You know, economy, people, brands, supply. It's the same thing, and I'm loving the flat is the new good, and I'm just hoping my sales team are not listening to that. Yeah, because flat's not good enough. Yeah, so it's been a good year. So this year we will have a quieter Christmas, or we won't be in a car. We'll be in the house and we'll eat traditionally, and then I'll spend. We've got a lot of birthdays. My father-in-law is 92 next week. It's my wife's birthday next week. It's my grandson's birthday next week. He shares his birthday with me, which is fantastic. So we've got Christmas, birthdays, and of course, being a Scot, we celebrate Hogmanay, New Year's Eve in a big way. So that's why in Scotland, well, the world goes back to work on the 2nd of January, Scotland goes back on the 3rd, because you need the 2nd to recover. Okay? So, yeah, so it's good. We're looking forward to the break. It's been hectic. The last few months have been full on. We'll close on Christmas Eve, and we'll close then till the 2nd of January, and it'll all be good. And then we've got lots of exciting things to look forward to next year. So keeps me
Amen.
young, it keeps me hungry.
Well, Scott, I told you this before in our one-on-one conversations, but you know, the UK certainly had a most challenging year, you know, looking at the regulatory issues, and it's certainly not getting any easier. But you and your diehard, most positively stubborn energy and positivity as to how you look at the industry and all the contributions you've made to make the industry better, and fight and protect the industry, and move on with the most positive attitude and spirit is most greatly appreciated. And I want to personally thank you for that, and for being such a great fellow along this journey. It means a lot. So really,
No,
thank you.
Thank you, Reinhard. I've enjoyed our time together in London. London is really developing in a big way in the cigar world. We have threats from our government. We changed our government this year, and they're trying to put restrictions in place, which obviously we're fighting. We've been working very, very hard with the embassies from the different countries, because a lot of the governments won't listen to tobacco anymore. So today we got a bit of a chink where we managed to get a submission from 3 of the cigar making countries actually signing a letter together to be hand delivered to the politicians in January. That's taken quite a while to put together. But one of the signatories is the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps in London, which means he's the longest serving ambassador he's from Honduras. So he's been amazing. So he's helped us. So yeah, you've got 2 ways of looking at things. You either just say the world's going to end and you die, or you say, fuck it, you're going to go for it. And, you know, I remember back in the day in 1984, when prices were going over the pound and the world was coming to an end. And here I am 40 years later, and, you know, is it harder or is it just different? There's always a way to find a way. And if you go in with that attitude, you find a way. So yeah, so we'll keep going, and we'll keep fighting. It'd be really wrong of me, Reinhard, not to plug our Meet the Makers event next summer, if you don't mind.
Please, bravo.
So to celebrate, you know, my homeland is Scotland, the home of whiskey, without the E. Okay, so if you want to have a really proper cigar party with whiskey, there's only one place to go, and that's the home of whiskey. So on the 26th of July next year, we've organized, we've rented a castle just outside Edinburgh. You're all very, very welcome. You have to pay, okay? It's not free. But we have cigar makers from Lito Gomez to Nick Perdomo Jr. to Juan Martinez to Alejandro Torrent, if he's still on the call. Abdel Fernandez is coming all the way from Nicaragua. Christian Aroa, Patricia Casada, Steve Saka, Robert Caldwell, Jorge Maike from EPC, and so on, et al. They're all coming to Scotland, and we've got the whiskey makers, the brand managers from whiskey, meeting cigar royalty in a castle in Scotland for one day only. So it's meetthemakersuk.com. Tickets are up for sale now. It's a unique opportunity to have a fantastic celebration of the leaf and malt together. It's unique. We're also organizing in the Scottish tradition that we're going to have like a tug of war. So Google that afterwards and you'll see what that entails. But we're going to have a little bit of competition to see who the champion is, who is the best maker, who it's going to be quite aggressive. But it's going to be fun. It's not like a big smoke that you have in America. I came to have a look and I thought, I don't want to do that. We want this to be a celebration. Think of a wedding during the day and a celebration during the night. And in the middle, they kick shit out of each other on Highland Games. Okay? So 26th of July, Meet the Makers UK. Have a look, book your tickets. We look forward to welcome you with pipers, haggis, whiskey, you name it. And it's we're 8 miles from Edinburgh Castle. So no excuses, guys, okay?
Scott, kudos to you for putting together such an incredible event, and bravo. Yeah. Very exciting news. Do you ever get to argue with Mr. Strange about the home of whiskey aspect, or
no, they've got the
fine
E
with that?
No, they can't spell.
He knows deep down. He knows deep down.
No,
I have a feeling.
There's only one.
According to Brian Julian, Scott just made the list, for best radio voice as well. So he's certainly one of the nominees. And John, I think you get the special recognition award for the best accent in the industry. So let us hear some.
Yeah, John and I, honestly, we went for a haircut before tonight, and we looked like you, Reinhard, and your pal sitting next to you. And then we came out looking like this. I don't know what happened.
Wrong number.
I think if I'm coming up to meet the makers, I need to get a haircut as well, and get the Scott Vines and John Strange haircut.
We're not all ginger.
John, what does Christmas look like at the Strange house?
At the Strange house, it's to be honest, it's going to be a fairly quiet one. My son is 4, so he's only really getting into Christmas and excited about it and really understanding it. So just before Christmas, I've got some sort of a ride-on car thing to build for him. So I need to consult the 2,000-page manual on how to build this ride-on car. So that's going to take up all my time off. And apart from that, just some quality time with the family, go and see some family members before, and then after that, it's Hallmark Christmas movies and lots of food and turkey toasties. That's pretty much it. Just a nice, relaxing holiday.
The way it should be. That sounds just about right.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. It's, as Scott said, it's been a busy time with tour, so it'll be nice to finish off and then see the year out and then get ready for next year. So yeah, Scott said a lot happening, so just gonna enjoy the downtime while we have it and then crack on.
The other interesting thing is, whilst I see all of you guys here and we have a chat, it also reminds me about all the travels I've done throughout the year and the wonderful countries, states, cities, and most importantly, the wonderful people I met throughout the year and I had the privilege of spending time with. So a very warm and heartfelt thank you to all of you for your wonderful hospitality and spending a bit of your precious time together with me throughout 2024. And I look forward to plenty more in 2025. One of these special people that I had the privilege to spend time with up in Greenwich, Connecticut is Mike Cafagno from the Tobacconist of Greenwich. And Mike is here with us. He just muted himself, but Mike, if you're here and if you can hear me, I would love to hear
There
from
we
you.
go.
Chime in. Hey, there you are, man. Good to see you.
I'm such a technological dope. I'm like hitting all these buttons. I have no idea how to work these things. How is everyone?
Two of us, and you know that we've been live together. I guess from the very same place where you're sitting at right now. So it
Yes,
makes
sir. Yes, sir. How is everything?
It's great, man, and it's good seeing you.
Good.
Thank you so much for
Good.
chiming in and spending the afternoon with us.
Yeah, of course. No, it's my honor and pleasure to be here with you.
Mikey, what does Christmas look like at the Tobacconist of Greenwich and of course at the Cafagno House? What's some of your holiday cheer and traditions?
Well, my dad doesn't have any more hair, but he's ready to pull whatever he's got out because he's ready to kill me with all the work I've got him doing while I'm sitting back here, and he's yelling at me to get back out there to get back to work. So, but Christmas here
Tell him we need you 5 more minutes. You got to stay on for a little bit. And send regards to that, please. I missed you.
Oh man, it's a crazy time of year for us here. We're extremely busy here in the shop, thank God. And we had our big holiday party here last week, where we hosted about 70 or 80 people throughout the day, just kind of coming in, and you know how small the store is here. Is only about 800 square feet, so to fit people in and out while it was cold and windy, but you know what, everyone had an amazing day, and everyone brings a bunch of different food from Arthur Avenue, from the city, so we get a whole bunch of good Italian food here for everyone to nibble on, and lots of laughs and fun, and it's a lot of fun here for the holidays. And then at the household, we host New Year, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at our home, so we have about 30 or so Christmas Eve, and then we have everyone come Christmas Day. So we have about 50 or 60 show up at our house Christmas Day. And then my wife and I every year go away together with 3 other couples to St. Martin the day after Christmas, which is a fun tradition. So we'll keep that alive and head on over there the day after Christmas.
That sounds lovely. Well, Mike, thank you so much for your wonderful fellowship and friendship and for the time that you've presented me with throughout 2024. It's always such a privilege to spend time with you and with your dad and everybody at the shop in Greenwich. It's just wonderful, and I can't wait to be back in 2025. So plenty of good things to look forward to.
Absolutely, Ryan. I appreciate you and all the work you do. You do an amazing job. Just doing things like this is it's a testament to you as a human and as a hard worker and for all you do for our industry, and I'm grateful to be able to call you my friend and happy to join you on such a special day and meet some people that I may not have met before, and also be able to share some fun little anecdotes from Greenwich.
Likewise, brother. Please send my love to the entire family and to your father, most importantly, of course, and can't wait to be back there with you.
You got it, man. I will. I saw Numbnuts join the conversation somewhere in there, I think. I'll wait to hear what he has to say. But I love you, and I'll see you soon. And the best Christmas and New Year's to you and the family as well. And I'll see you in a couple months here.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Numbnuts
Right.
is here, my brother.
What's up, baby?
Hey, doing great, man. I tell you what, man, you keep working on that Italian gravelly voice, man. You know, everybody knows not to screw around with the Italian boy from Greenwich, man.
I gotta try to fit in some kind of movie role here, right?
You got it, man. You got it. Hello, everyone. Reinhardt, how are you? Hey, give my love to your family, Michael, please, man. You know they're very special to me. God bless.
Will do, Carlos. Have an amazing day, man. I love you.
Thank you. You too, man. I love you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Carlito, it's wonderful to see you, and thank you so much for taking the time. You also get a special recognition award for the most ambitious, light 'em up supporter. You joined the lounge a couple of days ago when there was no show going on, but I saw the notification. Carlito Fuente joined the lounge, and I was just so happy and so blessed to see it, and I'm so glad that you're here, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Reinhard. You know, he's still having difficulties with technology. I'm still having difficulty setting up a calendar. But I wasn't that far off. At least I was a week off and not a month off. By the way, everybody's got a big hug and a big kiss from Jose Blanco, the professor. It's good to see so many of my friends from the Middle East, from Europe, from England, from all over the world, from Scotland, everywhere. And I see the Italian stallion Joey from the Bronx is in there. I love him dearly.
How
And
you
just
doing?
everyone. Hey, I'm doing great, brother. That's what I like. How you doing? How you doing, Joey? How you doing? Yeah, this is great, man. Listen, everyone, I just want to wish everyone a blessed holiday, Merry Christmas, and just it's been an interesting year, and man, I just looking forward for a couple of days of rest. It's been, I don't know for how many more years I could keep going at this pace, but it's been nonstop, and like was said before, it's just a blessing, as you mentioned, it's just a blessing to be able to travel, go around the world, and see so many amazing people who enjoy cigars, get to meet so many new friends, and get to hug so many friends that we've known for years, and the community just keeps growing. And I think that's the greatest blessing that we all share in this beautiful world that we live in, and the world of cigars, of course. My gratitude to each and every one of you, and I send my love and blessings to all of you and your families.
Right back at you, Carlito.
Thank you.
We said it earlier, and I'll say it over and over again. Just the sheer fact that we're all here together a couple of days before Christmas, quote unquote competitors, and people from the industry. There really is no competition in that sense. We're all friends and fellows, and it's our job to grow the pie for
I'm
everybody.
glad, Reinhard, I'm glad you mentioned that, because in the last year, I've heard that repeated so many times from my colleagues, from consumers, from tobacconists, from different people and influential people in the industry, journalists. They repeated that. That didn't exist 5 years ago. That didn't exist. Where the message that we've been telling people that we're all one, that we're one family, that yes, people look at us as competitors, we do compete, but we come together as one because we understand that our biggest responsibility we have is to share the love with the rest of the world. And we all know that that's our purpose and within our respective companies and so forth. And the message is being said over and over again, and people are starting to understand that. So that's a great satisfaction to me. So we got to keep giving that message. Yes, we're all one family, and we are, even though different parts of the world, when we get together and everything, it's genuine hugs and genuine, pats on the back, and it's well wishes that come from the heart. So that's absolutely true. Thank you.
Amen to that. And not because it's the Light 'em Up Lounge or the show. We're really just such a small fly on the wall in the small part of the industry, but it warms my heart to see so many people from all ends of the world, really, and different parts and segments of the industry all coming together a couple of days before Christmas. Very busy times, very busy weeks, but here we are all together sharing some holiday cheer and sharing the wonderful message of Christmas, the hope and these values of family and being together, enjoying the great work that you, Carlito, and so many of you on this call put forth every single day. It's truly a privilege and a blessing. So thank you.
And it must be a privilege and a blessing to be able to smoke outdoors like Brian. He's in God's country out there. Yes, everyone else I see is either indoors or they have a jacket on. Absolutely. Hey, big hugs, man.
We love you, Carlito. Many thanks.
We love you all. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Brian is enjoying some California sun.
Yeah, of course.
So
Of course,
is
I love it.
Rod, I believe.
It is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Roger's got that California weather.
And obviously Scott's indoors. I can see Scott. He's indoor. Probably got the heater bird. Yeah. You, Scott. I think he's got his mute on.
This is a summer's day for me, Carlito.
I bet it is.
You know, we got over 5 today, you know?
5 what? 5 feet of snow?
No, 5 degrees, you know?
Okay. Oh, that's warm.
Tomorrow we're going to be 6.
Yeah,
So
that's warm.
tomorrow will be t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah,
Okay?
you got it, baby. You
The
got it. Enjoy
sun
it.
cream will be out, and yeah, you know.
I love it.
You get used to it, my friend. Yeah, life good, sir.
I agree.
Good.
Rod, why don't you share a bit of that California sun with us, and also some holiday cheer from the Curthy house?
Yeah.
What does Christmas look like for you?
Well, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm having a little tech. You know, everybody, a few people at least, are talking about their childish or their inabilities with tech. Well, you're all way ahead of me, so I never know what's on and what's not on. But yeah, it's a great day here in California, which normally most of our days are great, and really enjoying watching everybody here. As some of you know, the cigar industry is not my primary industry. For me, opening the company was just for fun, and my main thing is in the dental industry. So I enjoy cigars, but I don't know a darn thing about them, and it's so much fun listening to people here who are just between themselves talking about cigars with so much knowledge, and I'm just sitting here in amazement. And back in 2018 at the Cigar Trophy Awards, as one of the things I said really impressed me, because this is not my industry, is the camaraderie. My goodness, it just amazes me, because even in the dental industry, where really the focus is around the patient, and so everybody should be focused on one thing, and that's the patient. Well, it's not that way. The competition is genuine competition, and any friendships are very shallow friendships. And I admire all of you guys that I'm watching here, and your friendships, even though you're technically competitors. And I think if there's any one thing that impresses me most about the cigar industry, is how you've all been able to do that. It's, in my, dental industry company, we're always thinking about the competition and who's out to get who and things like that. And being a dentist and not a businessman, and just happening to find myself in that industry, that's foreign to me. And I don't like it, one bit, and I won't participate in it one bit. And that puts me a little bit at a disadvantage. So kudos to all of you. I'm just absolutely amazed and joyed by seeing all of you and your genuine feelings for the industry, for each other, for your customers, for your retailers. Really, I can't say enough about that.
Thank you, Rod, for these wonderful words, and also allow me to take a moment to wish you and your wonderful family, your wife, your daughter, a most wonderful, very Merry Christmas, and hopefully you can enjoy a bit of rest and downtime. I know you don't like downtimes all too much, and you'd rather keep yourself very busy, but I truly and most sincerely hope that we'll see each other again very, very soon in 2025 and spend some good time together.
I hope so also. And I think you already know that I had been kind of priming my daughter to take over the dental industry company. And we've gotten to that point, and she's just absolutely amazing me. And because I'm 74, my whole life I've been a workaholic, and I'm just kind of ready to back off. But in that, what was it, Godfather 3, where Michael says, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Well, that's exactly how I feel. It's like every day I get pulled back in. But hopefully in a year or so, I'll have a little bit more time to myself. And looking forward to that.
Kudos to you for that transition and congratulations to her. She's certainly got big shoes to fill, but I know she'll do an excellent job. And of course, we should also mention your son who's taking care of the perfect accessories, whether that's
Yes.
the perfect repair and all the other wonderful new tools that you have installed also. And I think in early 2025, we need to talk about some of these, but kudos to you
Okay.
and to the entire family. And thank you so much for joining us today. Merry
Well,
Christmas.
well, thank you. And Merry Christmas to everybody here. I'm just in awe of all of you, really.
Laurent, we haven't heard from you. It's good to see you. Laurent Tao from Skull 77. I hope you're doing great, my man. Very Merry Christmas to you.
Yo, guys, nice to see you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a bit late because it's it's we have a lot of job here. I'm joking. Uh, it's cold, but I'm spend time with my friends outside, drinking, smoking, before the Christmas, and then yeah, it's cool. But I jump in the party a bit
Well,
late, but I saw
you're
all of
never
you.
late at all. You're just perfectly in time, and I thank you for making it and joining us. And again, Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you again in January. You know, we might be able to sneak in a little cigar in Kitzbühel
I
if
hope.
your time allows. Laurent, you just muted yourself. Sorry.
Sorry. You hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish you all a lovely end of the year and two, 25 will be a big year. Hope so. I hope so. Yeah, really.
We wish you all the
Sure
very,
of
very best.
that, and yeah, a lot of love, a lot of smoke, a lot of everything, and yeah, I'm sure of that. Yeah.
All the very best to you. And I'll see you in Kitzbühel. Okay, that's a
I hope
promise.
so. I hope so. Yeah, yeah, I hope so.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, really. Love you.
Dejan, I saw your hand shooting up there. Good to see you, man.
Hey guys. Well, hello everyone. So I'm here in Vienna. It's nice evening here. Also, to be honest, it's not at all cold, considering it's December. Sitting outside, it's perfect. But you were mentioning Reinhardt. You're gonna be in Kitzbühel. When are you gonna be in Kitzbühel
For the skiing race, for the
for the
Hahnenkamm.
skiing race? Because I'm gonna be there too.
Well, then we'll see you there, and we'll share a cigar with you and with Laurent, hopefully.
Yes, definitely we have to because I'm gonna be there for a special thing. I will share it with you later.
Beautiful.
And yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Well,
You know
Dejan,
a good smoking place there?
well, we'll find some. We'll
We'll
work on
find some? Good.
it. Merry Christmas to you, and stay warm out there. I
Thanks.
know
Merry Christmas to you all.
it's not freezing, but it's still winter in Vienna, so stay warm, man, and all the best. Happy holidays.
Reinhard, if your journeys ever take you back home safely, on this evening of travel that you've had, we sent you a little something. Bethany gets the credit. It really was her idea. So if you have any energy left in you when you arrive back home, send me a DM.
Oh, Brian, you're too kind. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And I also hope that I'll manage to get to California in early 2025 as well. So we'll make sure to get back together, and we'll have a with Rod and we'll go and see the guys at Small Batch. So we'll have a good time there, hopefully. Thank you so much.
See you then. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and your family. Ladies, gentlemen, it's been almost 2 hours, and I want to wholeheartedly thank each and every one of you for joining us here tonight for the Light 'em Up Cigar Family Christmas. What a wonderful and beautiful annual holiday tradition, and we'll keep it alive, and we'll keep it growing every single year. I want to thank every single one of you for your continued support throughout the year and for joining our sessions every week or every other week. It really means the world, and I can't thank you enough. It means everything. And again, I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. This is a message to the world, and it's truly a testament to the beauty and the magic of the handmade premium cigar, our industry, our community, the camaraderie, and all the people who enjoy these wonderful products, the people who put so much heart and soul into creating them, the people who distribute them, import them, the people who retail them, and of course, the people who enjoy them. I wish every single one of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating, whatever you're enjoying. Have a wonderful time with your families. Be blessed, and I can't wait to see all of you again in 2025. Thank you again, and we'll see each other soon. We'll keep the lounge open for all of you if you want to continue enjoying your cigars and enjoying the camaraderie and the conversations. But I just wanted to wrap our session up officially, and also we'll stop the live stream. But blessings to all of you, and we'll see you all in early January for the first Light 'em Up Lounge of 2025. Be blessed, and again, happy holidays, everybody.
Well said. Blessings to all of you. Thank you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas, all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Carlito, good seeing you.
Oh, it's always great to see all of you. Merry Christmas to all of you. Alejandro, abrazo,
Merry
man.
Christmas, Carlitos. Un abrazo.